Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Steve Sipress here. And 3 days from now, January 22nd, will be the anniversary of Apple Computer Company's famous 1984 ad that ran only one time during halftime of the 1984 NFL Super Bowl. So almost the 30-year anniversary. I think this will be the 29-year anniversary. And that is one of the most well-known, iconic ads. If you remember it, if not, you can look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube or Rumble or one of these video things. But the key is it was showing a bleak future of conformity, as Orwell wrote about in the book 1984, where the government was all kinds of craziness and all kinds of lying and double speak and controlling. And at the very end, the athletic woman comes running in and throws the big hammer at the screen and shatters Big Brother and says 1984, something like 1984 is not going to be like 1984. Anyway, so convoluted, complex ad with all kinds of overtones, and you pretty much had to know something about George Orwell and about the book and understand, Apple is making the future more colorful and more interesting and more independent than all of the conformity and groupthink and all of that from Orwell's 1984. Well, don't things come full circle around? 1984 might have been about 25 years earlier, so because especially during the shutdowns of the last few years, we experienced, and we still are, a lot of what Orwell wrote about in 1984, about government lying to the people and shutting them down and jailing them for ridiculous things and closing small businesses for anti-scientific reasons in the name of science and all kinds of doublespeak. Don't believe your lying eyes and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so the point is, as we think about how that 1984 stuff is going on right now, especially here in the U.S., with the government controlling more and more of our lives in more and more corrupt, underhanded ways. We've got the World Economic Forum elites that want to take over the world and change everything and benefit well and squash everybody else is going on right now. You have still all kinds of people calling for ridiculous government regulations and shutdowns of certain things and forcing people to inject drugs and to wear face coverings and all kinds of anti-scientific crap. Meanwhile, people are, I hate to laugh, but people are, while they're hysterically doing all that anti-scientific stuff, they're ignoring, hoping to ignore the fact that young, otherwise healthy people are having all kinds of complications from all kinds of drugs and having strokes and heart attacks and just horrible stuff going on. But anyway, the business lesson in all of it is that you are not looking, as a small business owner, you should not be looking to tell some big fancy story in your ad or just get your name out there or get people thinking or get known or get a lot of likes or go viral or any of that kind of stuff. There's one reason and one reason only for a small business: to run an ad. And that's contrary to big business. Big business runs an ad for some of the reasons I just mentioned. They have to impress the general public so their stock price goes up, and that way the owners of the company make more money. They want to appear all official and so they don't offend shareholders or the government or all that kind of stuff. They like to, they do, a lot of them like to get their name out there because they have all kinds of retail outlets. So car dealerships can say zoom, zoom. And then if you want to buy a car, you go to a dealership and buy it. Like, unless you have, as a small business owner, a string of locations set up all across the country with well-paid, well-trained, well-motivated salespeople in there ready for people to just hear your name, come in, and they'll sell them something. Like, you've got to just sell something with your ads, period. That's it. You don't care what people think. You don't care what it looks like. You don't think what Wall Street, care what Wall Street thinks or what some government regulators think, or you don't even care what your neighbor thinks or your spouse or your secretary or employees or anyway. You think about only care about only one group of people and what they think. It's your prospects, the people that you want to do business with you. It's your ideal target. Who, the first letter of the WOW strategy. So you want to put out an irresistible offer. That's the second letter of the WOW strategy, the O. And you want to get your target market to do business with you, period. That's the only reason you run an ad. So I had a consultation this morning with one of the top dentists here in the Scottsdale area, runs a fantastic practice, and he got on a free consultation. He went to mymilliondollarad.com, mymilliondollarad.com, to talk about getting his $1 million ad. And he said, my wife just wants to put in an ad all about how good we are and how great our services are, so we get the right people coming in for the right reason. And I want to put an ad that has some kind of a great offer, because that's what gets people in the door. And the bottom line, by the way, I was like, look, you want to test both, but I did give him my opinion on which one would work better. And if you want an opinion on whatever you're thinking of or whatever ads you're currently running, you can go to mymilliondollarad.com and I'll help you out. Bottom line, I will help you to make money. Won't help you to get your name out there or get, what do they call awareness, an awareness campaign, or, it takes multiple impressions of the ad before they get to know you and buy, and it takes months or years. All BS by people selling ads. If you really want an ad that really works, that ad will make money from the first time it runs to every single time it runs. If you want an ad like that, go to mymilliondollarad.com. And that'll do it for Throwback Thursday, January 19th, 2023. As the sun sets in the west, I bid you adieu until tomorrow on Foundation Friday.